Hello and welcome to day 6 of our European adventure here on Daniel Drives. Today, this morning, we're here in Sinsheim for the Sinsheim Technik Museum, where there's lots of planes, Formula One and other various machines to see. And we're very excited for this. And I actually forgot to mention it in yesterday's video. I completely forgot, it escaped my mind. So we're doing this morning, and later on today we're heading to Reims. So it's going to be quite a long drive, and then tomorrow's the ferry home. It's actually really upsetting. So yeah, we're going to enjoy this. Well, we're now in the museum and we're surrounded by loads of drag cars and stuff like that, which is interesting. We had a little peek in the shop as well, and this is looking quite a bit more affordable than the Porsche Mercedes one, so it's exciting. But yeah, some absolutely amazing machinery in here. Kind of didn't know what to expect with this. It was Jacob's dad who was actually, recommended this to us. Shout out Craig. But yeah, this is really, really impressive. Massive monster truck here, and I've noticed something which has excited me. It's got Bilstein dampers, just like my Panda. It's not a usual 2CV. This is a Chevrolet V8 2CV, obviously drag car, that can cover the standard quarter mile in 9.8 seconds. I mean, what a thing. Doesn't look very practical, and I think if you were to do the whole, eggs in basket thing, a few of them would probably crack. But yeah, I for one would not like to be sat cramped in there, but what a thing. I did not expect to see this. Next to this Mini as well. Chevrolet Impala convertible. I absolutely love these cars. I just think they're so funny. The size of them is probably like 4 times my Panda. But yeah, and not much space inside, to be honest. A little creepy doll in the back as well. I've got a 2005 Ford GT, same age as me. But it's interesting actually because I look at these cars now and I think, yeah, classic, absolute classic. But this is the reinvention of the actual classic GT40. Jacob's just pointing out it's actually got 2 working wipers, unlike my Panda. With the Tour de France going on currently, I think this is only appropriate. An Audi estate, there are bikes on the roof. But I like this actually. Obviously I've got a vintage 1958 Triumph Roadster back at home in the garage. I haven't actually got out in a while. I'll have to get out and give it a clean and a bit of a ride. But I like seeing all these vintage bicycles and stuff because, again, just like the cars, they went through so many stages and periods of change, and then again settled for this one design that everybody goes for. I mean, just look at the handlebar design here. It's so unique. Well, if you like your war stuff, this is definitely for you. It's a Kubelwagen from the early 40s. I love seeing these actually. My dad watches a lot of war programs at home, and there's always stuff like this popping up on there. But yeah, I love seeing all of the machinery and automobiles and stuff that they used back during the war. It's really interesting. This is cool, just like what we saw at the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart yesterday, and you can check out the video on the channel. We've got a couple of little Porsche diesel junior tractors. Again, the real life version of what I had growing up, the little pedal tractor. I just love these. They just look so, so friendly with the little eyes. Carl sells a Schwimmwagen, the VW Type 166 from 1942, and this was an amphibious Volkswagen, designed to be able to go on water and land, perfect for the army at the time. But these are fantastic. You don't see them ever. They are so, so rare. Your peak entertainment viewers, I'm going to climb into this race car. Is it Formula One or something? I'm not really sure. It's quite stripped away, but it's very tight in here, I must say. Getting your legs in, there's almost no room. And when you've got size 12 hoofs like me, it makes it a little bit more difficult. They're not wrong actually when they say you could fall asleep in one of these cars. Wow, you're very, very cozy and tucked in. So we're now in hall number 2. It took us a while to find it, but we did find it. And in here there's a lot of motorsport items and Porsches and stuff like that. So I really like this. I've got this drag car here called the Blue Flame, obviously a Goodyear sponsorship thing, and it broke the world record covering 630 miles per hour, not covering, but achieving. That's over 1,000 kilometers per hour in that. I mean, it's easy to tell why, because it's so streamlined. But that is such a thing. It's so long as well. If I just walk to this end, that is just incredible. And I think there's the runway there, which they did it on. 1970, it broke the world land speed record. And there's the team there as well. The Blue Flame. Jacob's driving a Bentley Brutus. Got Nigel Mansell's F1 car from 1992, the one that led him to achieve the World Championship that year. The iconic Red 5. I was just saying before to Jacob, think Sebastian Vettel owns one of these cars now, and he runs it on synthetic fuels. I think he did at Goodwood last year, actually. He's got Senna's car as well and stuff like that. But yeah, absolutely iconic piece of Formula One history. We've also got Michael Schumacher's Benetton car. Just above here we spotted it. There's a race suit. So Sebastian Vettel's from 2012, but Schumacher's from 1994. And it goes on and on and on. Jordan suits and etc, etc. If you like Formula One, Sinsheim is definitely the place for you, as well as the Schumacher Museum we did in Cologne. That's another video you can check out on the channel. To be honest, this museum, you walk around, and whether you like planes, trains, war machinery, cars, anything, there is something for you here. So if you're ever around the Sinsheim area, or anywhere near Stuttgart, to be honest, then I can definitely recommend a trip here. Lamborghini Countach, what a design. I don't know what Lamborghini was smoking when they came up with this idea, but you've got to love it. It's so angular and so aggressive, and yeah, big fan of this. What a car. And forget your Lamborghini Uruses, because we've got an LM002, a car I've never ever seen before until today. Again, Porsche 356. I'm going to say it, I think I probably said it in the Porsche video as well, but this has got to be one of the most stunning car designs ever created. It's just absolutely beautiful, especially in this red. We are aboard. There we go. This is weird. This is really weird. I feel like we need like coal on our faces and stuff like that to really fit in here. But yeah, we're just on board a train. And that's the cool thing about Sinsheim as well. There's, all sorts you can do. You can climb up platforms and stuff and sit in these trains and other stuff like that. It's quite the experience. You're not just going around looking at stuff. You can actually have a crawl around some stuff. Oh, it's BMW Isetta bubble car. I would absolutely love to have a drive one of these, if I can fit in, that is. But yeah, absolutely love these. And again, you never ever see these. Bonjour, monsieur. So hello from up here. It's exclusive content of Daniel drives himself going down a slide somewhere near Sinsheim. Oh, God. Oh. So we're outside. We're actually on the roof, on the flight deck. You can see the museum in the background. And yeah, it's actually just a Concorde aeroplane that you can go inside. So again, we're aboard the Concorde. This is epic. It's on a really steep incline because the way it's, stood up in the air. But yeah, it's a bit of an honour, this actually. Seats covered up by perspex. It's great that they have this. I think I'm out of breath now from the stairs. I went on the front end of a Concorde years ago at a school trip to Manchester Airport to the museum. But this is epic. Then we're at the front now, where there's all these controls and switches and stuff like that. And then here, behind this perspex, is the cockpit of a Concorde. That's kind of surreal. It's a bit cramped here.
Very detailed.
Very detailed. Wow. We're heading back down the stairs now to the main part of the museum. You start to notice things that you haven't seen just because there's so much on show. It's phenomenal. So we do like our Fiats on this channel, and I'm stood by this little classic Fiat 500 with a massive snow shovel on the front and also a load of stickers. Now, you're probably wondering what the story is. And I'm going to read you this information guide because this is really taken my interest. So this Fiat 500F was bought as a new car in 1972 by its previous owner and had an accident after not even 700 kilometres. The vehicle was a total loss and should be scrapped. However, a local workshop took over the Fiat and converted the vehicle into a snow shovel. It served faithfully in winter from 1972 to 2022 and is still functional today, could immediately go into winter service. That is, I like that a lot. Stories like that when, a car is, destined for the scrapyard and then gets repaired by somebody crazy enough, let's be honest, and then it goes on to carry out years and years more service. That's lovely. Well, it's raining quite a bit now. It was actually a lot worse before, and the wind was just monumental. Heading back to the car, get some lunch, and then it's now the drive to Reims. I'll be really upset to leave this country. So as you can see, the single wiper solution that a few of you in the comments said is like a DTM spec wiper, which is quite funny, is working overtime. We have got quite a short journey to Reims. We've got 300 miles, nearly 5 hours, and that's without a stop. So it's going to be a long day, and this is actually my longest drive ever. So yeah, definitely got to try and eat as much as possible, stay hydrated, and yeah, just keep your wits about you really, especially in these conditions. And as tempting as it is, don't put your foot down all the time and try and be at the speed limit, because you've got to be got to be careful, especially with one wiper. So give you a little situation update later on, but for now we're pretty comfortable. So didn't film this earlier on because Jacob was asleep, but what we're on now is a derestricted autobahn. So I'm sitting casually and perfectly legally at 100 miles an hour. Earlier on we were doing about 110. And this is busier than it was before. Earlier on it was downhill and completely deserted. This is en route to Luxembourg now, but my first ever de-restrict autobahn. And yeah, the Panda's struggling at 105-ish now. But yeah, it's an experience, another, you know, box ticked off the list. Right, so we are driving through Luxembourg now, and I've never ever driven through Luxembourg. Last time I was here, I was about 2 years old, so I don't really remember it, but the traffic got quite serious. There was quite a few sirens and stuff, so I don't know what's happened. So we decided to stop at a motorway service station, a Shell garage. Now in the UK, that would be a pretty sour sight for your bank account, but we just paid £1.35 a litre for super fuel. It was E10, granted. Was it E10 or was it E5? I just can't remember now. One of the two, but it was £1.35 at a motorway service station, a Shell garage. Pretty impressive, but yeah, the journey's been okay. There was an overturned trailer, there was a van who got a puncture, but we're still going. And I was quite surprised to see a de-restricted autobahn, whatever it's called here, in Luxembourg. That was unusual. But yeah, we've got 2 hours to go, 138 miles. So yeah, fingers crossed it all goes smooth. So there you go then, the 5 hour, 300 mile drive from Stuttgart to Reims is over. We made it in one piece. Jacob was asleep for most of it, but I, you know, powered through and had one stop in Luxembourg. I mean, you saw it on the video. It's really interesting how cheap the fuel is there. But yeah, a pretty smooth drive, to be honest. The French are just as crazy as they were when we were here just under a week ago. But we're here at the final Airbnb. This is it. This is our 4th Airbnb, I think so. So you come up the stairs, so it's upstairs, and then you're greeted with this. And this really caught our eye when we were looking online months ago. So you walk in and it's, well, I think they call it a hut because it's very foresty. Jacob's in the hammock. We've got a table to record the podcast later. Little kitchen area. A simple bathroom in here. Does the job. Pink toilet paper. And then up here, there's a staircase, which is, to be honest, pretty sketchy. You climb up, and up here is the sleeping area. Is there a light anywhere? I actually don't know. I don't think there's a light up here. There's a lamp. So yeah, come up here, and there's a double bed, sofa bed downstairs as well, and yeah, not dangerous at all. That's going to be scary in the night, but yeah, to be honest, I think we scored pretty okay with this Airbnb. We've had some really good ones, so you know it's got high expectations to live up to. This is really scary, but yeah. So the plan for this evening is head to the supermarket, get some food, cook up a feast again. That'll be Jacob's job. And then I've got to edit this video, upload it without Wi-Fi because I didn't read the description properly. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, so that's going to be fun. And then record a new episode of the Daniel Drives podcast to come out Monday, talking about this week. So there you go. I'm going to end the day six, I think, video here. It's been a really good day actually. Sinsheim Museum was phenomenal, and the drive here was fine as well. Had Auto Alex podcast, Smith and Sniff, and stuff like that. So yeah, had plenty of entertainment. So if you've enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel, check out the previous vlogs on the channel as well. You can follow me on social media at DanielCars05. And tomorrow is the final day. We've got the ferry booked for about 4 p.m. So there'll be one last travel vlog. So there you go. It's going to be quite emotional. Yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Oh, God.